The following demonstration will show you how to submit a disposition request in the Artemis system. The following steps require you to either directly scan or import the disposition request into the Artemis system. If you don't have the capability to scan a disposition request, then you will need to send these requests in the mail to New Jersey DARM along with a note explaining the reason why. NJ DARM will scan the attached disposition form to your request, but once this is done, you will still be responsible to submit the request electronically. Once you have obtained all the necessary signatures, the next step is to attach this signed form to the disposition request that was created in the system. There are several ways to do this. Starting on the Artemis home screen, you will look to the inbox located on the lower left portion of the screen. You should see a number greater than 0 in the WIP disposition request. This link shows you how many disposition requests are currently at a work in progress status. Click on this link. This will display all disposition requests that are currently being worked on. Locate the request ID number that matches your signed disposition form and click on the Edit button located on the right side of that line. Please note, if your scanned disposition request form doesn't match the request ID, the request will be rejected and a new request will have to be created. This will display the screen listing all the record series line items. Next, you will click on the disposition form image button located in the lower left-hand portion of the screen. This will open up a window so you can attach the form to the disposition request. The first way to attach the form would be to scan the form using a scanner that is accessible to this computer. Place your signed disposition form into the scanner, click on the Select Scanner button to display and select the scanner you are using, and then click on the Scan button. Once your image has been scanned into the system, you might need to perform some edit functions like rotate image, despeckle, remove noise, and/or deskew. If the image is not of acceptable quality, you can delete the image and rescan. All edit controls can be found at the top of the image window. Once your image is acceptable, click on the Save button to save this image. You will see a pop-up box appear with a certification statement. Press OK once you've read the statement. After you press OK, the system will save your image and you will see a message at the top of the screen in green that reads, "Image saved successfully." If your image didn't save successfully, you will see a message in red letting you know why the image couldn't be saved. If this happens, you will need to correct the error and scan again. You can now click on the Close button to close the window. The other way to attach the signed form to the disposition request would be to import the image if you had already scanned and saved to your workstation or shared network folder. There are guidelines that need to be followed to import an image. The original image must have been scanned into the system as a black and white TIFF image and have a resolution of 300 dpi. Forms saved in any other format or do not meet these guidelines will not import into the system and are not acceptable. To import an image into the system, click on the Disposition Form Image button, which will open the image window. Click on the yellow folder icon in the upper left-hand corner and browse to the folder where the image is saved. Once the image has been imported into the system, you may edit the image as was discussed before. Once your image is acceptable, click on the Save button to save this image. You will see a pop-up box with the certification statement. Press OK once you've read the statement. After you press OK, the system will save your image and you will see a message at the top of the screen in green that reads, "Image saved successfully." If your image didn't save successfully, you will see a message in red letting you know why the image couldn't be saved. If this happens, you will need to correct the error and scan again. You can now click on the Close button to close this window. At this point, if there are any supporting documents that need to be submitted to DARM along with this request, you can click on the Disposition Form Image button and scan or import them as additional pages. This may include microfilm certificate, image and system certification certificate, and/or damage record certificate. You are now ready to submit your disposition request to DARM. Please note, any mistakes, errors, and/or missing information cannot be corrected after the disposition is submitted and sent to DARM. If this occurs, the disposition will be rejected and a new disposition request will need to be created and resubmitted. Please thoroughly review your request prior to submission. In the middle of the screen, there is a Submit button. Click on this button. A pop-up box will display letting you know that by submitting this request will now become a read-only document and no further changes can be made. Click the OK button and you'll receive a message at the top of the screen saying Disposition Request Status Updated Successfully. Your request will now be transmitted to DARM electronically and processed. This concludes the training for submitting a disposition request.